Hello once again YouTube, welcome back. My name is Clank, and do I have a big surprise? After about 5 years of cosmology research and neurobiology, I can say that my psychology is finally about to take off the ground. By that I mean all of my time and effort finding an emotional algorithm that stacks up to archetypal information is about to come to fruition. I have in fact stumbled across a language that fits brain processing and if coded will be an excellent source for machine learning and psychological therapy. Today I will go a little in depth about my journey to this point and discuss my idea a little. Sorry for not having any Smash content for the past little bit. Most of my time has gone towards my psychology work. I will have Smash content soon enough, but I do need to find a job. I want to get into coding and art and all that fun stuff, as well as make videos for you, but I need some footing in what I want my time to take up. My time is valuable, kinda, and I need a push in the right direction. I was thinking about going to the army, but I honestly need to work out. My back is only just now starting to recover from a limb injury from about 2 years ago, so I've just been staying away from the weights and running. My drug use has been firmly cemented around my ability to adjust to time as it continues to pass by. It's not a coping mechanism as much as it is a way to not be bored and maintain a sense of what I'm doing with my time and money. Okay, that's the intro. Now the fun part. I'm going to talk about psychology. Charles, what made you want to study neuropsychology? Well, since I was a kid, I have always had issues with people having issues with me. People always trying to reinforce what they expect out of me, whereas in my world I was taught to work smart, not hard. Eventually I found myself in a place where I was working hard and smart, but my smarts weren't exactly helping. I thought I was dumb. At any job I had a simple task and people would ride my ass on. I could never get to a point in which people would leave me the fuck alone while I tried to accomplish a task. As far as psychology, I found something nobody else thought was interesting, and I could get a little piece on something I knew I could do. Anyway, I like knowing how things work, and I figured a simple task as neurology would be a fine frame for me to make footwork in and claim a sense of accomplishment. Nobody else was working on it, and I figured it would be a good source of income in today's day and age, and I needed some kind of information that would explain the negative characteristics of people and what I could do to put them in their place. It started in high school. I had already been flunked in 6th grade because I couldn't stand the criteria and the teachers who followed it without question. Lucky me, I had made friends then that I got to see once I passed 6th grade, and I got to see them again in high school. Nick, or Nicholas Johnson, I called him Nick Cage because that was fun back then. He got me into a circle of people that were mostly functional drug users, depending on how you cut it, and I got real heavy into smoking weed. I had 1 year in 2016 where I was sober for about 4 months, but other than that I was smoking as much as I could afford. I got into a psychology class in my 2nd year of high school, a change of pace from history and English to me. None of the other subjects made sense because school in itself didn't make sense. Why did I have to be here? Well, it's against the law to not send your child to school, so I went anyway and did the bare minimum. When I got into psychology my 2nd year, things started making a little more sense because I was learning in an area that would explain why I didn't get along with kids my age. I went in with an open mind, and because so, I now have information that explains fear and corruption in today's society. 2 years of psychology, and I only got from those classes that which I would take. Sure, we studied the brain and took notes and shit, but overall experience I give it a 10/10. I knew from school I would have to be a productive member of society one day, and so instead of settling on one idea, I kept my options open and learned that which I knew I could use. I was always a deep thinker, really in tune with my emotions unless I was talking to someone, and that's kinda how the classes went. After some time in that class, I had enough information to know what I could do to make an algorithm that would govern cosmology. Yes, cosmology. I think a good place to start would be emotion. I hear. How does that make you feel? As a meme starting point used by licensed professionals, emotion is what somebody feels when they are around archetypal stimulus. They do it automatically. As a focalized instinct, they use their emotions to govern memory states as well. Autonomic movement. Time being the homie, it is forces you to make decisions with the information around you and what's in your immediate recall. With this potential, we find that language can mean several things to the reinforced memory state. Each state has a function and is governed by associative reinforcement, meaning functional potential in itself is relative to associative motive. This means emotion is responsible for state focalization as well as epigenetics and archetypal association. Anything that can happen will, and from my experience, anything can happen.